Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with this French campaign. The year is 1758, the winter of 1758. And since last time, I have gone ahead and signed a peace deal with Sweden. So we've given back these territories, and we are now at peace with them. Which meant that my armies up here was transported down to the closest area, which ended up being right next to Vienna, Austria. And so we have the two forces now moving down to aid the newest army, which is currently going against the Ottomans. We are set to attack Bosnia and take over that region. And then we're gonna head down and continue here towards Istanbul. Not entirely sure what we'll do with the territories, if we'll end up handing them over to Austria or what we'll do. Not entirely sure as of this moment. But as of this moment, I would say that I have achieved my overall goals, which were set by... Alright, I've completed them a while ago, I guess. Which was to basically usurp and take the power or take the place of the British Empire. And so we have taken most of India. I'm not going to really go against the Persians. I don't see any interest in taking these two just to start something against the Persians. And in America we have the 13 colonies. We hold on to our own territories. We still have the Louisiana Purchase. And we also have tons of these Caribbean islands, like Jamaica and Bahamas and so on. Taking the pirate islands as well. So we've really usurped the position that Great Britain had. What I think I want to do beyond this is... We're going to continue in this episode, and we're going to try and see if I can get to Constantinople. I'm going to try to make sure that I get there in this episode. But after that is done, since I have the possibility of recruiting Napoleon, and we now actually have marched on, or we've got technology enough to the point where we can get, let's see if I can find them there, Royal Infantry, and you can see these are kind of the late stage of the 1700s, as you can see here in early 1793. So we're talking about, you know, start of the Revolutionary Wars in terms of the French. So I want to see if we can get a French Revolution going, and then possibly because of that, as my empire is kind of crumbling, maybe we can have the American colonies start up, and we'll have sort of what if it was the other way around, so we're attacking the colonists, and then of course we'll have to do the Revolutionary War. I think I'll put that up to a vote, actually, whether or not I should, you know, go with the king, or I would go with a revolution and we would turn into a republic. In the case of us turning into a republic, I could see the focus switching completely, and we would head in to break up the Holy Roman Empire as part of our strategy, or just like it would sort of switch the campaign completely into a Republican campaign, where the sort of colonial goals are out of the way, and now we kind of just want to spread the revolution and sort of control Central Europe. It's an idea, but we'll see what you guys like. Currently, before we have to do that, we have to end turn, because these armies are out of moves if we are to make it down to Constantinople. But even before then, we have another problem, which is right here in the Mediterranean. I have noticed that there's a mighty Ottoman fleet right here, bringing a sizable army of troops Not entirely sure where they're going. If they were landing here, if this was their goal, then I would applaud them, because that's exactly where I would want them to go. Because there's no way in hell they would be able to take Paris. Unfortunately, I do think it's more likely that they're going for Naples. So, we need to stop them. Now, I've drawn together whatever I had at hand in the Mediterranean. So I've got 3 of these, which are the 84 gun ships, 313 firepower and 1400 range and so on, and then fire ships. They've got 20 ships. Luckily for me though, the AI never repairs their ships. So we got some ships in here, like, let's see, this one. So these are 2 84 gun ships. This one is perfectly new. However, this one has seen a few things, because it's lost about half of its crew. And there's quite a few of those ships in their lineup. A lot of these smaller ships, I'm sure that my 3 big ones can take out. And then my fire ships, which in here I've got 7 of them, they should be able to, hopefully, take out the major ships that actually got a bit of crew, which I count to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish ships. Which is plenty enough for my fire ships to take out. And even then, we might be able to, you know, if the Ottomans are able to sort of cluster up, I can blow up multiple ships at the same time. Even though I don't think I've actually ever managed to get a fire ship to blow up more than 1 ship at a time. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and strike them. We're gonna hopefully sink this. And yeah, we'll be on our way. As we can see here, the 90 gun, this one, which should be at 84 guns, can only actually man 30 of those guns. So, I mean, I've got, if we calculate quickly here, I have, 240 cannons. And I would say that I probably actually have more cannons than the enemy almost. There's 100, there's 200, actually they've got more, but, you know, it's not that impossibly more of them, especially since I got my fire ships to take out quite a few of their ships. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the sea and sink the Ottomans. It was a long and hard fight. It took me about 40 minutes to complete the battle, but I was able to sink all of them. Didn't really get, or I didn't create, really, any good situation where I was able to attack the Ottomans where they were clumped together with their ships. They actually did that themselves when they tried to board some of my fire ships, which didn't go too well for them. Anyways, all the fire ships are gone, and the entire Ottoman fleet. An heroic victory. Very nice. The rebellion have started. The Austrians are coming down from the mountains. So we got Austrian force here ready to attack. This is just the time to give it up to some other nation so that I do not end up in war with them. We'll see who will figure out, though. That might take a while. Trade ship? Why did I recruit a trade ship over there? Probably to transport someone. Oh yeah, there's a nobleman right there. Could be dangerous, though, to send him. But he should go to Europe. As long as he stays away from the Mediterranean, we should be fine. Building constructed. In all the churches in Mysore already. I've already actually turned most of India Catholic by this point. We need more tea. What if that? Yeah. What if? What if it happens? You know, since now the French are in control of India and sort of the Far East. Will they now be the tea drinkers? I was worried a little bit that this Ottoman army would go ahead and attack my new army, but that does not look like the case. It's a bit too close. I probably want more aid. So we're going to bring in this force. And we're going to bring in this force as well. And now I can more comfortably out-resolve because I've got the entire force with me. That's like 15,000 troops against the enemy's 3,000. They refused to surrender even at overwhelming odds. It was actually 17,000. We ended up losing still about 3,000 men. But no units lost, I hope, because it'd be hard to replenish those. It's gonna cost me quite a bit to put these troops all together again. This area is definitely an area that I think we'll give up to the Austrians once they reset. Currently, you know what? I guess who I'm gonna give it to? That's gonna take a while to figure that out. So we'll just skip that part. My spies are gonna find out because I might go ahead and send one army down here. Oh yeah, there's nothing here. I wonder if you can spawn the Greek nation or if I should just give that to Venice. Currently, the Ottomans are actually allied with the Venetians, so they could hold it. Like, the Ottomans won't attack them and take it. The only thing that stands in between me and Constantinople and the current garrison that's slowly building up is this force right over here. And seemingly, they are quite unwilling to march against us. So the last end turn right there took forever. I'm not sure what it is, because normally it kind of fixes itself once you control this strait, as we've got right now. They can't pass through here, which should stop them from causing that much trouble. I guess they're trying to go through here and that's kind of blocked because there's lots of Georgian troops or something. I'm not entirely sure what's the hold up right now. Anyways, I tried to play the battle here. Unfortunately, it crashed. So that's not great, and now my entire idea around this episode of, you know, at least getting one battle against the Ottomans doesn't look too good. I'm hoping at least one of them doesn't crash. I wonder what it is, what unit it is. Because we've been crashing fighting against Sweden and now against the Ottomans. I don't know what it is. What unit is it that's causing the crash? What unit is that I should avoid? But you know, there's tons of them, so it's really hard to know. Anyways, I'll try to make my way down through here and we'll see what we can finish getting rid of that in this episode. But otherwise, I think, as I said, overall, the idea would to be do our own revolution and possibly an American revolution and see if that works out. And besides that, that should be it of the campaign. But onwards now, slugging through the end turns. Hopefully that was a one-off, and I'll make my way to Constantinople in no time. I am now in a position to strike at Athens. I also noticed something. The ritual seemed to be over. Maybe it has something to do with the naval school being built. Or maybe that was already built. But they're now heading away. I'm not sure. Could it be that these... Wait, are they Venetian? Or what are they? What nation are they? I can't figure out what that flag is. It's not the Venetian flag, is it? Because that wouldn't look like that. It's some other nation. And it's clearly Orthodox. So I'm guessing then it would be, Georgia. Georgian priests. For some reason, lewd. No sense of shame. And good company then. More ships. Fleet destroyed. Yeah, we keep getting our fleets destroyed by the Ottomans. Let's go ahead and attack. I wonder if it will spawn a new nation, like it will spawn Greece. In that case, then I would prefer to trade with them, wouldn't I? But more like trade with a new nation. However, I don't think the Greeks are in the game, are they? So it might be better to hand that over to the Venetians to stay on their good side, and they can keep the Ottomans occupied, and I don't have to be in this wretched part of Europe. And then we'll be heading towards Constantinople. At the same time, I'm conducting a naval war with the British, which isn't going too well. Well, at least they're no longer laying siege to my main port, so my ships are being built, and we are building ships here, but nowhere near to the capacity that I wanted to. Earlier, I was setting up, so I think it was this port, but just for a split second, when you first click on the port, and because I have an army in, it actually selects the army first before the navy. And so I think I was clicking to something and the army guy moved away, and then I forgot to move him back. And they slipped in and destroyed all the progress on all the ships that I had. I think though that I'm winning because, well, there's an easy hack to win these naval battles, and that is just to spam the fire ships, because even their huge ship of the line with, I saw one earlier that had 106 guns. I'll sink one of those with a fire ship that cost me, you know, not even a tenth of the price of that thing. Actually, a fire ship cost like 100 and what could it cost? 145. So a tenth of the price would be, you know, increase that by 10, so you get 1400, but that's nowhere near what a first-rate ship of the line cost. It costs 13,000, so that's 100 times the cost of a little fire ship. That's hugely cost-effective, where you can just spam these, and also they take 1 turn to build, so you can just spam these out. Also, the gentleman made it safe back to France and can work on technologies. Currently, we're working on rockets. We're working on... What the hell is this? Advanced skirmishing. What is going on in that picture? We also have shortened carbines, so they need to be even shorter than before. And we're power loom. You know, like you power loom. Sounds like something you would do at the gym. I'm power looming. That's the newest thing, guys. What are you doing? Powerlifting? I'm power looming. We're gonna be... Austria seems to be holding on. They've not accepted my trade deals, but now when I will be able to offer them Serbia, not Serbia, Bosnia. So Serbs got real triggered. I'm sure that Serbs watching this and seeing that Bosnia has this huge area here. Croats probably also. They managed to gobble up all the coastline. But Bosnia is huge. It's actually larger than the Serbian area. But they're probably real happy about being under Russia's thumb. They love that stuff, don't they? Yeah, we're gonna be heading... We're gonna give that to Austria. Hopefully they'll sign trade with us. Currently, I'm making 100,000 per turn because we're making 120,000 trade. But that's because the ports are open. The British are not attacking us. Also, yes, I sent an accidentally going ship up here. It was retreating. So, a single fire ship. Just as I thought, I mentioned this in an earlier episode, that I'm sure once Denmark sold this to Westphalia, that their armies there, they probably had huge, would end up somewhere along this coast there. And wouldn't you know it? Denmark has their most powerful army way out here, in the middle of fuck all Norway, rather than having it, you know, ready to protect against the Swedes. Currently, though, Sweden don't seem to be doing that hot. So, I don't think there's going to be war there anytime soon. So that's good. Also, overall, all the war seems to be dying down. The Russians are no longer fighting the Ottomans, so they're only fighting the Prussians. The Spanish, they were done with their war against the Confederacy, but not against Persia. Or, not the Confederacy, the Cherokee. And so, the Cherokee lost the territory right here. So I'm trying to build up a force that I can send through the desert and actually capture this. I'm not sure I want to hold this. Instead, what we might do is we take it and then we hand it over to the Persians in exchange for Rajaputana region. With that, I need another end turn so I can close in and siege Constantinople. The Ottomans knew I was coming from quite some time, and so they've built up a mighty stack of troops holding up within town. I'm sure it will crash if I don't do anything but out-resolve. I do want to face them outside the walls of the castle, because if we face them within the walls, it's going to be a pretty boring battle. I'll be sitting outside, blasting them with my howitzers until none of them are left. So I think we want them to come out of the fort. And if an out-resolve is needed, then the backup army is just around the corner, if that is necessary. Unfortunately for the Prussians, they are getting absolutely destroyed by the Russians. I do not know, they had so much territory and then they just kind of fell back really quickly and got destroyed. I'm kind of fearing the same thing for the newly created state of Austria. I gave over the rest of Greece to the Venetians, so they now hold both areas. Not entirely sure who's gonna get Istanbul, Constantinople. If I should give that up to the Venetians as well, or maybe to the Pope. Damn, the Pope makes a lot out of Rome. Or someone else. Not entirely sure. I do not want to keep it. Like, I don't want to be here at all. But it seems as though we might have to go against the Russians at some point. Still, my plan is for revolution beyond this. It's 1760. It's a little bit early, but I say we would go for revolution. But first, the Ottomans must fall, so the bloody end turns reach a like a normal pace. Oh yeah, before I end turn here, I am sending troops to capture this area of Persia. Kind of interesting, the Persians have been moving troops in here and attacking this little village, or the longhouse. But seemingly they're not advancing on the town. If Constantinople is an outer assault, then this might be the battle we play for this episode. Which would be a bit weird, given that we had so many big battles, and the one I play is a tiny one in Persia. Anyways, I'll have to suffer through another long end turn. Prussia is destroyed. We'll see if they rise again. But doesn't look very likely, does it? Not with the way Russia is controlling Europe right now. There will be an uprising, however, I feel as though within this mod the uprisings are really, like, neutered. They're really shit. Like, if there's any kind of troops inside, they will be able to put down the rebellion. Like, there's not that sort of huge stacks that spawn. Talking about huge stacks, we are set up to take Constantinople right about now. Ooh, bankruptcy? That's good news that the Ottomans are being bankrupted by this war, because then hopefully the amount of troops they have will reduce. Now, we're gonna gamble here, and we're gonna see if this fight works out. Even if it is, it's a bloody siege. It's a bloody siege, isn't it? Maybe I should do that off camera instead. Or like, not off camera, but I'll do it as a cinematic. And then instead, we'll focus in on this battle. Looks like I will be first. Huh. Maybe I should block them. Or sabotage their army. I can't actually. I'll just stay on the road, make it difficult for them to pass. Actually, it looks like it will be difficult for them to pass if I stand in the way right here. I guess they can walk around this guy, but like it will be a little bit more difficult, and we might just be able to take the old Cherokee-held part of Persia. But with that said, let's have ourselves a little bit of a siege. Even though I find sieges rather long and boring most of the time, and you know, this you could do a lot better with the time, I thought we'd go ahead and actually take a look at the kind of destructive damage the howitzers can do, because I don't think I've actually featured them in a battle yet. The troops are arrayed and the cannons are ready. So let's unleash god-awful thunder against the walls of Constantinople. My cannons will break down the wall. Will break down the wall. Any second now they'll fire. There we go. Let's start to fire. And then my howitzers will focus in on this mess right in the center. Oh, here it goes. And they just like compacted again. Oh! Mass. Oof! There was a afterblast as well. I'm sure we saw the death of like 2,000 soldiers or something like that. They just keep staying here. So say the cannons, they're almost breaking down the wall. Let's see when the next shot from the howitzers are coming in. Oh, here we go. Ooh, let's hurry back. And absolute carnage. Maybe I should order the howitzers to fire in front of the unit now, because we're hitting... we're barely hitting the formation now. I wish it had the same kind of setup as in Shogun, where you can kind of click on a unit, and you can see how many they've killed. So we could actually see how many the howitzers have killed. But, you know, we might not see the actual number, but we can definitely see the damage that has been done to the units in the center. I don't think it worked as well as I thought, firing in front. And they keep reforming their troops to stay there. Right, I'm gonna give order for the cannons to fire at. So we'll actually start to break through, so all the cannons are firing. We have 80%, now at 100. This is actually just a smaller fort, I just realized now. We should be able to break through and win this battle pretty darn easily. I mean, I've killed like half their force. I think there were like 7,000 Ottomans. I'm sure there's only like 3,000 of them left. There's still quite a few units in town here, but you know, looking at the main town square, there's just a thick mass of horses and dead troops and like guns and I don't think that's a sword. I'm not sure. That's something to do with the horses. The good thing about having howitzer and being able to clear out the center like this is that normally fort battles with these many troops, once they start to like run around and, you know, causing trouble, they kind of break the battle in a sense. Like, it's really difficult to have any troops move around anywhere. We will be marching our troops towards the walls, as they're being broken down right here. with the bombardment now done, it's time to attack. We've got multiple openings in the fort, so there should be no problem for us whatsoever to gain access to the inner courtyard. The thing which is a little bit difficult, which could pose quite the problem, are these octagonal, I guess they're called, maybe? Or hex, it's actually a hexagon. Cannon, which are kind of insane. I sent in a cavalry unit earlier, and let's just say it didn't go well for it. We'll see how though, if we're able to make headway. First things first, we're gonna tell everyone to hold fire, because I don't want these guys to fire each other up the ass when we have like 5 lines deep. There's basically no one left on the wall, so let's go ahead and tell the howitzers to hold fire. Or instead they can actually focus on fire here. Kind of interesting formation they've made here. They can continue fire, but around this area. And so with this, we're first gonna gain entrance with these 4 units. Actually, you should probably go through there, you go through there. Oh, I didn't break that one, so both these will go through here then. And we'll start there, to start off. That's what we'll do. Okay, we've ran into an enemy unit. Let's see. We are actually losing that slightly. But this unit got in just fine, so you can just set up and start shooting up the flank of that one, and hopefully we'll win. At the same time, these two are making it into the courtyard. Drag out the lines there and prepare to set up. Oh, we've still units firing over here. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Oh, combat. Now we're winning slightly. And that's even before my units have started firing. What I want to do... Oh yeah, we do have fire in advance, don't we? Oh, that must be the Ocala organ gun. We do have fire in advance. I want to test that out. Right, they're setting up to fire in advance. I never get... when you do a fire in advance, you want a continuous one, but I never figured out how deep they need to do, and it seems like even if you do it real deep, they restart it, even if they could just continue. And it's not really as snappy as you would want it. But yeah, also I would like them to fire at those units and not the units to the bloody well side of them. Let's aid by charging in. Okay, so now the Swiss will join in. Well, you know what? Not even the entire full line is firing, because they're firing at units over here. Rather the guys in front of them. Oh wait, that's a bloody grenade unit. What is this? Some hillmen firing crazy grenades, destroying my unit? Well, we got Swiss. We can set the Swiss to fire by rank going through here. Jesus Christ. It probably actually helps that we're firing by rank. But whatever that unit is, it's bloody well crazy. Okay, we're not gonna stand in that fire, are we? That's kind of dumb. So we're gonna set up here, and then you're gonna set up in the front, and then these two. Alright, you're gonna deal damage there, and you're gonna deal here. Alright, let's see if these guys can set up fire at will, or fire at fire in advance. Make sure that we got these guys on fire at will. Now it doesn't seem like there's a point because, well, the enemy's moved on. Or maybe I mistook which unit was actually firing. It must have been these guys because these guys got the big rifles, right? So it must have been that unit that fired like that. And now they're charging in on the Swiss. We're gonna send in the next brigade as well. I can't have it this way with the bloody Ottomans. Come on, hurry up. I've ordered you to do the fire in advance. Okay. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not gonna do fire in advance. I'm gonna do thin little line. Oh! They all fired like through like that? Oh, they are gonna do fire in advance, but there's only 2 lines? Is this a specific Swiss thing, maybe? Ooh, that was pretty cool. They've started from the inside and went out. Alright, we're gonna just charge these 2 in. And now you're gonna charge in over there. And how about we end this? There isn't much to fire at, actually. Fire at that house, break it down. Get rid of the enemy. Have the cavalry charge these guys. Let's get rid of them. Charging through here. Oof! Nasty shots going through. Didn't kill that many, it looked worse than it was. It looked like one mighty explosion. Like that! It's a shotgun, but... or basically canister. But canister with full-on size round shot. Which is insane. Kill them all. Probably make it all the way through all the organ guns to get rid of it all before it fires again. Because that was pretty crazy. But there we have it. The walls of Constantinople has fallen to victorious French arms. And here's the result of that battle. The thing is, I mean, now I had 1,200 casualties, 1,275 roughly. I mean, if I'd let the howitzers do their work, I probably could have gotten away with not losing a single soldier. Well, there was a few shots out of the castle that probably killed a few, but less than 100. Just that's how powerful these cannons are. To the point where it's kind of, you know, OP. It's kind of cheating to use them even. Because the AI will, I mean, the AI might deploy cannons similar, but they'll never deploy them nearly as competently as a player will. I thought we reached higher kills, but I imagine that because we hit the, we were aiming for the ground and not the troops, it didn't actually count as kill for the units, which seems odd. It's still a kill. There's 7,000 men, and the highest one for mine is 300. Anyways, we did take Constantinople. And that's the important bit. It's going to be very unhappy. Huge bankruptcy. Damn. Does that go for all of visit? Yeah, visit. I want to see if that continues on now when their capital has been moved to Ankara. Interesting. But there we have it for this episode. For the next one, there probably is going to be quite the jump, because then I'm hoping to start the revolutions. Whether I do try to get the Americans to revolt first, or if we just go for, you know, the home province France and do a revolution through there. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There will be a poll posted on the channel to ask whether or not I should go for staying with the monarchy or going republic once the revolution happens. With that said, we'll go ahead and end the video right here. So I'll say, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.